Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am officially halfway through my third sketchbook, so I thought I'd do a halfway through tour. It took me from April 16th, 2024 to July 2nd, 2025 to get to the middle of the sketchbook. I like to start my sketchbooks off with a self-portrait. So this is me. I improved a lot over the course of just getting halfway through the sketchbook, so my art does get better near the end. The majority of the sketchbook is just school doodles, to be honest, but I drew cat pants with glasses. That's pretty cool. This page is from when I went on a choir trip with my school. I drew a cow because I saw cows on the bus ride, and I like this drawing actually. It's pretty cute. This is my OC Elliot, and Ray is beside him, but I don't like her drawing very much because her body's really weird. I don't know. It's kind of small. I drew this on the bus ride home from that choir trip because I had only gotten 3 hours of sleep that night and I was tired. On this page, I drew my OC Frankie and Bakugo. It says Toes because I used to call him Toes. And then this is my OC Lily with a frog. The top says Taylor loves gay strippers, but that's because she calls rainbow belts gay strippers for some reason. My friends took my sketchbook from me. I drew my OC Kai. His face is kind of cute, this one. And then Cat Pants is jumping underneath him. This drawing of Kai, his arms are really long for some reason. I don't know why though. And then over here I drew me saying I'm so dead because I was like 3 assignments behind and there was like a week left of school. I drew my OC Ray. I don't like the full body one, but that one was supposed to be a silly doodle anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I do think the other ones turned out pretty cute. We don't talk about this page. I tried to turn Cat Pants into a human. On this page there's a bunch of Elliot and Cat Pants. I like their relationship. Cat Pants likes to stare directly into his soul. When I drew this, I realized I made Cat Pants way too tall, so beside it I drew Cat Pants standing on a stool because he's definitely that was on purpose. Anyways, that was the last of school year 2024. I was excited. I went to the movie theater, and then I started watching She-Ra, Princess of Power, and then I drew Catra because she's my favorite character, and then the pencil smudged, and I was so mad. I drew Ray and Frankie in their pride flags for Pride Month, and I do like those drawings. I like the Frankie one the best, though. This page is fun, but it takes a little bit to get it to work. There you go. See, he's like side-eyeing Cat Pants. Cat Pants is staring at him again. To a Canada parade. So that's what that was from. And then I drew Wesley and Lily. And then this comic is about beard tonics, so I drew Cat Pants with a beard, as one does, naturally. On this page, I redesigned a character that I had drawn in like my first sketchbook, and I renamed her Iris. But these drawings, I like this one better than the other little one. Decided to put life is a tale told by an idiot full of sound and fury signifying nothing on this page because I thought it suited the page. I drew me crying because I bought my friend a book and it destroyed my bank account. I went to Crowfest, which is a festival held in the place where my cottage is, and then I drew a crow. Saw a shirt on Pinterest and drew Denki wearing it because it reminded me of him. I hate being sexy, but somebody has to do it. That's Denki coded. Then I drew Bakugo. It's okay. I drew Aizawa too, from memory though. And then I drew Deku underneath him, but I don't really like that one, so we cover it up. I go to my friend's house 2 weeks every summer because she lives so far away from me, so that's what this page is all about. I drew Iris on a skateboard. I do like that drawing actually. Here I drew Frankie and Ray. Frankie's trying to socialize, but Ray wants to go home. You can read that if you want. I don't want to read it out because I'm lazy. Bought Good Omens, like the book, so I tried to draw Crowley and Aziraphale, but I don't really like those drawings. I think I had heart block at the time. I still haven't read that book, actually. I really like this drawing. It's a little messy, though. It's of Lily and Wesley at an amusement park, and Lily's pointing at a frog. She wants Wesley to take her to buy it. I love Wesley and Lily's relationship. They're siblings if you couldn't tell. This is when summer ended, so I have some school doodles already. I drew Ray looking tired as ever, and you should look up pufferfish, they're kind of cool. And then my friend drew me a cat, and then I drew Frankie. I like this drawing of Frankie, it's really cute. I drew upside down Ray and 0 judging cat pants. I had a fortune cookie, and it said family is more valuable than money, so I drew all my characters, and then realized I didn't add Lily into it, so then I added her to the bottom. Just like, why wasn't I included? And here we have, you guessed it, more school doodles! This is my OC, Sunny. I actually like this drawing, it's kind of cute. And I forget why, but I drew Kai in a cat onesie. My deepest love's in this heart. Women and boobies. I found acrylic markers at the dollar store, so then I tried to draw Elliot with them. They were alright, they kind of were patchy though, so. Iris with a guitar, which is alright, I just suck at drawing with pencil crayon. Kai when he was little, he had a very sad childhood, but I won't get into it because I'm writing a comic. Friend drew me a cat, crouton. Always seems to happen, but I'm always the only one that dresses up for dress-up days at school, so that's what that is. I went to Banff, and I went to a store called Cows, and there was a Noah Cow shirt, and I thought it was hilarious, because it's like Noah Khan. May have stolen this from Costco, because I thought it was funny. And this is where Inktober started. They're kind of messy, because I was doing each prompt in class, when I should have been paying attention. But you know, you live and you learn, I guess, sometimes. The prompt for this one was nosebleed, and I've never drawn blood before, but I do like how it turned out. This is Wesley and Lily, and everybody thought it was me and my brother. It doesn't even look like us, so I don't know why. All my friends are like, how does Cat Pants' anatomy work? So I did him for X-ray, and that's how it works. This is my favorite drawing of Sunny. I think it's really cute. I keep saying everything's really cute. I need to find a different word. A very limited vocabulary. Drew Ray, kind of like that Elmo meme. So I get chronic migraines, and the theme was headache, and I happen to have a headache at the time. Covering ears. Drew Tyler getting impaled. You should read School Bus Graveyard. It's good. Lily's the parasite in this. The prompt was parasite. I drew a potion and a fiery from Labyrinth. If you don't know what Labyrinth is, go watch it right now, or after this video. Anyway, I chose to draw the fiery because they can take off their heads, and the prompt was decapitation. I feel like to be in a car with all of my OCs would be very chaotic. It just is full of a bunch of just low effort doodles. I drew myself taking a selfie, Todoroki. There's a rhino underneath this bad drawing of Iris. There it is. The prompt was blood, so I drew Toga. Pretty great. Oh, funny story. The prompt was teeth on the day that I got my braces off. What a coincidence. I drew Lily with her trick-or-treating basket for the last prompt. I printed out my profile picture on photo paper on accident, and I hate the texture. This is when I was trying to design Kai's cat, and also when I created Julia, Wesley's aunt. I was drawing random things, so I drew Wesley with dino pajamas and a dino on a cloud, and then my hands were cold. And then this is when I got my wisdom teeth removed, so chubby. Don't mind me covering up my personal info. And what? Who said that? I really like this page. It's of Jinx and Isha's hand going pow pow, and then I drew Jinx. I do like that drawing a lot. My friend stole my sketchbook when I wasn't looking, and she drew a muscle cat wearing a Speedo. We don't talk about it. There's Kai. Sunny. I drew her wearing a dress. I usually don't draw dresses, so. This was during final season, and I was dying because of essays. The only interesting thing on this page is this drawing of Wesley, and the kids in my class were tapping their feet, and I was overstimulated, so I drew that. Counting down till Christmas. Actually, no, I was counting down the days till I went to Ontario. Anyways, I drew this drawing of Julia. I drew this drawing of Isha while I was on the airplane, which is fairly impressive for me. And then I drew Isha and Jinx. Messy, though. Kind of cute. Mixed feelings about this, because I like Kai's face, but I don't like Wesley because I need to learn how to draw kissing. This was my 17th birthday, although I made myself look like a child. I think it's the way I drew the neck. And I was trying to plan a doll. Need I say more? I went on to lineofaction.com because I was curious, and I tried, but I'm not the best at drawing realism, so bear with me. I can't draw realistic faces, so I drew my style on a semi-realistic body. This is the best one in the entire thing. I should win an award. This is my favorite drawing in the sketchbook, and I drew it in a car, a moving vehicle. And here we have school assignments. I drew my brother. I found this quote on Pinterest, and sometimes I have kept my feelings to myself because I could find no language to describe them in. That's by Jane Austen. And then I drew myself without a mouth. I was trying to figure out how to draw Iris's hair, so I drew a character board. I don't love these drawings. This is from when I made a TikTok from that Lion King sound, and I think this drawing of Lily is really adorable. See that? I didn't use the word cute. This is when I was planning my Kai doll that I crocheted. This page I drew Jinx, and my friend made me a possum out of perler beads. Sorry if you can hear that truck. And then my friend drew this character, I think it's from Outer Banks. Somebody on TikTok used felt as a blanket for their characters, and I thought it was cute, but I didn't have very many colors, and so I don't love how it turned out. This is baby Kai when he was a baby. I'm currently watching Supernatural with my mother, and that's what this is from. I wrote Eat Pie, Kill Demons on there with Dean's mugshot and the Impala, and then on the other page I drew the scene that Sam says, "Dean, I lost my shoe." My school did Mamma Mia as the play this year, so that's what that is. This is when I was planning my persona for Buggy. I drew Donna from Mamma Mia, but as the girl who played it at my school. I like this drawing. It's Wesley braiding his sister's hair. I like the idea that he learned how to braid hair for her. On this page, I drew Bildad, and in a different style. And then I drew Kai in the dark at 3 a.m. because I couldn't sleep. This is another TikTok that I made with Lily, and I think it's pretty funny, actually. Drawings are not great quality, but who cares? I just stuck random things on this page, and I got my friends to draw me some stuff. I found some funny Shakespeare quotes, so then naturally I drew Crowley with them. Here I was planning character boards for school assignment, and my friend drew me this girl. Hamilton-inspired art. I am the one thing in life I can control. I usually don't draw very much emotion in my art, so I think that this is a good first try. My friend just randomly gave me a Poisson Steve picture, so I put it in here because I thought it was funny. The next few pages have character boards on them because I had made them for school and didn't know what to do with them. There's Elliot. These are also school doodles. And Elliot disliking math. Bet you can't guess what class I drew that in. And here's Wesley's character board. All of the character boards are on my Instagram, so you don't really need to pay attention to them. Same with these mini comics, so I'm not going to go through them. This is Kai's character board. I put the cover to a song we sang in choir on this page because I thought it gave Frankie vibes. And this is Frankie's character board. I just recently made Frankie some siblings, so this is Arlo and this is Vicky. And this is Ray's character board. Here I drew Wesley and Lily playing in water because summer vibes. And of course I made Lily a character board. I found a reference on Pinterest of siblings or friends, and I drew Frankie's siblings and her eating McDonald's. I don't really like how Vicky looks in this, but that's okay. And then on the other page I drew Julia's character board. This is what I did for this year's Pride Month. I think it turned out funny. Finally, this is my halfway page. It's split emotion because I'm happy I got halfway. It took a year and a bit to get there. Anyway, thanks for watching if you stuck around.